Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Supercars of London, down at NVN London, more specifically in the Timothy Alton Lounge, which is a customer lounge area where the guys believe that my Lamborghini Murcielago is beautiful enough to take centre stage. Now, Barkaways have done a fantastic job painting the car, and SB have done an incredible job rebuilding the car, and so much so that I believe that it is now renamed a restoration project rather than a paint project. But we do not finish here, because the car now needs the correct paint protection, which is why it is here. And over the next 12 to 15 minutes, you will see the rigorous processes that go into protecting such a beautiful beast such as the Murcielago. But I'm also going to be visiting the guys down at Barkaways and talking in depth about how much that paint costs and why I've picked the NVN guys to protect it. Stage 1 at the wash bay. This is a meticulous process that can take up to 5 hours because every single panel needs to be cleaned. This is not soap and water, and I will take you through the entire process. But the reason being, in its simplest analogy, imagine having a speck of dust on your iPhone as you lay a screen protector on. You get this little air bubble. So the guys here need to make sure that the car is entirely spotless, so that when they do start laying the plastic film over the car to protect the paint, there's no air bubbles and the car looks perfect when it's finished. So let the games begin. With the deep detail complete, we move on to stage 2, where, as you can see behind me, we have all of these incredible lights that shine deep into the paintwork of the Lamborghini Murcielago. And looking at this, how cool does this look? If I was a multi-millionaire, I'd have a garage that had these lights all around. It literally looks as though Lamborghini are just launching this car for the first time. And now we move on to the machine polish. The detail would have knocked off around 98-99% of all of the dirt and dust that is on the car, but now we need to make the entire car and all of the panels perfect for the PPF to be applied. And this is the stage that we get to see all of the imperfections of the paint. I know that sounds weird because Barkaways have just painted the car, but you will be able to see with the special lights that these guys use just how important it is to get the paint exactly perfect so that they can preserve it with the PPF. And when the PPF's on, it just makes maintenance that little bit easier, because right now with this paintwork you do not want to drive it on the road and get stone chips, so it needs PPF, and these are the #1 guys to do it, and we're about to see just why.
Weirdly, welcome to Supercars of London. Paul actually isn't in today. I've volunteered to help share the process of how we create bespoke templates for cars. I'd like to introduce you to Reese here, who's going to run through us briefly how we go about creating a more custom template. Mercy's over 10 years old, so we're going to check out what's on the system, and then we're going to go over and above to adapt those templates so we can extend the edges to tuck them under so you can't see them. I'll hand over to Reese and show you what's what.
So what we have here, we've got an already saved pattern from the LP640. So this is basically the display of all the patterns we've edited. So what we do, we try and take this edge and extend where we can so it almost looks like an invisible application. Okay, so this is a piece that we're going to cut now. So once we've selected it, we'll just send it over to the plotter and it will cut it out for us.
It doesn't get more official than this, with Lamborghini's most popular ordered paint colours right here in an officially Lamborghini supplied fancy book. I'm down at Lamborghini Pangborn just to show you Nero Aldebaran. But this is the colour that my Murcielago was once finished in when it rolled off the production line in 2009, and now in 2019 and 20 now rolls off the Barkaways and NVN production line in this paint code. So it is now back to its original factory settings. And the guys at Barkaways say that they spent 500 man hours on the car. SB Race Engineering themselves did over 250 hours. So if you can try and fathom 750 hours spent on the restoration project, it's quite an expensive and very labor intensive project. So obviously this started in the summer, or just sort of after the summer of 2019, and has now ended, or is ending, in August 2020. The paint cost alone is around 20 to 25,000 pounds. Now myself and Barkaways partnered together on the project, so thankfully that's not what came out of my bank account. I still had to pay quite a lot of the money, but if you wanted a glass-like finish on a car like a Lamborghini Murcielago and wanted 500 hours spent on it, between 20 and 25 grand, and SB Race Engineering plus parts, that bill was, to me, £12,000. So overall, that's about £37,000 on a paint restoration project to make a very special car go back to black. Oh my God, I'm watching this on the screen as it's flicked around, but to see the car revealed in that way, firstly, it's ridiculous. I'm almost lost for words. Just the gloss finish on the flat black paint job is, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe how good this car looks, and it is now officially ready for the road. The paint job from Barkaways has been preserved meticulously by the guys at NVN, and it's not just a full PPF. So Afa, come in and talk to me about exactly what has happened to this car since the full PPF, because it has been on one hell of a journey.
It certainly has, it certainly has. We've given the flat paint work, the flat black, 3-stage machine polish.
Yeah.
We've made sure that the paint work is looking as best as it can be. 3-stage machine polish, and then we've PPF'd every single painted surface on the car.
And then it's been brought into here,
yeah,
revealed like this. What happens after the PPF? Because obviously, once you put the PPF on,
yes,
it then goes through a stage as well, doesn't it? It goes through almost like an extra detailing stage.
Oh, of course. Once it's done, we bring it back into the detailing bay, and then we'll let it settle down for at least a couple of days, and then we'll go through every single millimetre of the work to see if it's up to our standards, and then after that it gets detailed again. We'll give it a nice clean, a valet, just go through the interior and the exterior, yeah, and then it's all ready.
I mean, this has been 11 months in the making, and I cannot believe how proud I feel that my project Lamborghini has finished. And there was nowhere else this car was going to go after the Barkaways. We had a little bit of a moment as to whether we were going to PPF the full car, whether I was going to bring it out and try and get the car sold, but we have definitely made the right decision. This is now the best I think it will probably ever be.
I agree. and the cool thing is, with it being fully protected, now the vehicle can be enjoyed, being reassured that it's going to always look good.
Yeah, well, that is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put my number plates on this car and drive this bloody thing out of NVN London, which I have been desperate to do throughout lockdown. I was watching Murcielago videos, I was re-watching all of my old videos, and I just cannot wait to drive this car. And I think the best bit, and also maybe the saddest part of it, is this is the best it's ever going to look. This is the best example Murcielago, so it is actually the right time to potentially find a new home, because let's be honest, I can't look after something that is this nice. This is utterly ridiculous. Massive thank you to the guys at NVN London, of course Barkaways, the legends that painted this car, SB Race Engineering and Eurospares that have made this project possible. But you can see by the smile on my face and how I feel, and right now I am lost for words. I'm stumbling over them, that I can now drive my dream Lamborghini, and the story does not end there. So the next video that you're going to see is me driving my Lamborghini after an entire year of it being off the road. I cannot believe it. This is a really special moment, and let me know in the comments what you think of the finished article. I will leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. and I'll see you very, very soon for the moment that you get to hear this V12 sing again. Cheers guys, see you later.